Welcome to our Hatha Yoga class. Let's roll out the mat and enjoy this time for yourself. So standing comfortably, we'll have some time to just settle into our being. So relax your legs, relax your stomach, relax the shoulders. If it's comfortable, you can close down the eyes or focus your eye gaze on one point in front of you. And if you like, you can place one hand on the belly, one hand closer to the collarbone. As you breathe in, feel the belly rise, ribs expanding all the way up to the collarbone. Exhale, collarbone, chest, to the soft belly. And continue to take a few more rounds of this nourishing breath, breathing in and out through the nostrils. You may like to take this time to check in how you're feeling physically, mentally, energetically. Perhaps do a quick body scan to notice if there are any tight spots in the body. And if there are, let's direct your breath there. And breathing in softness and kindness into the heart space. And just sensing into your body. Sensing the joy of this breath. Let's take one more nourishing deep breath here. Breathing in chi and prana. Breathing out, letting go of tension and tightness. And with your next inhalation, let's rest your arms by the side of the body. And we'll come into some warm-up from our toes up to our head. When you're ready, let's then close of the feet together and let's point the toes towards the face, keeping our heels on the mat, one foot at a time, and just really sensing the toes pointing up to the face. Let's do one more time to each foot. And then let's lift the heels, so standing on our toes, alternating the heel lift. Let's do two more times to each side, really pressing into the toes. Staying balanced. And let's roll our ankle, starting with the right ankle, rolling the ankles in one direction and then changing the direction of the circles. And then let's move to the other foot, warming up our ankles, our feet, changing the direction of this ankle roll, hearing the clicking. And then let's move up to our knees. So bring the feet closer together, bending the knees, hands on the knees, and just gently circulate the knees in one direction and then changing the direction, making the circles as big or as small as comfortable for you. And then once we finish with the knees, let's work on our hips. So standing with slightly further than hip width distance, hands on the hips. Let's circle the hips, warming up our hip joints, changing the direction. Let's do one more time. Beautiful. Let's stand closer together now and work on our arms and upper body. So inhale, let's point our palms away from the body, fingers pointing towards the ceiling, stretching the lower arms, and then pointing the fingers towards the floor, pointing the fingers inward and then outward. Let's point the fingers, palms towards the face, fingers pointing towards the ceiling, fingers down, fingers inward, fingers outward, and let's release. And swing it, flip it, loosen up our fingers and wrists. And then let's bring our hands on our shoulders. Inhale, elbows together. Exhale, opening up. Inhale, elbows together. Exhale, open. Let's change the direction. Elbows together with the exhale. Inhale, opening up. Lifting the chin towards the ceiling. Exhale down. Beautiful. Let's work on our neck and shoulders. So inhale, let's bring our shoulders to the ears. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, shoulders to ears. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And release. Let's bring our right ear to the right shoulder. And stretching the side of the neck. One more breath in here. Inhale, coming back to the center. Let's move to the other side. Bring the left ear to the left shoulder. So relax the shoulders. One more breath in here. Exhale, coming back to the center. Inhale, let's bring the chin towards the ceiling. Stretching the front of the neck and keeping your shoulders relaxed. One more breath in here. Exhale. Chin to the throat. One more breath. Inhale, coming back to the center. Let's work on our spinal health. So inhale, let's open. Actually, before we do that, let's stand with the feet further distance away, keeping the legs slightly further than the hips. That's what I meant to be saying. So inhale, let's bring our elbows together, hands in a fist. Inhale, exhale, opening. So arch your back. Inhale, ram the spine. Exhale, opening up. Let's do one more time. Inhale, ram the spine. Exhale, opening back up. Beautiful. Let's swing and release any tension. You can give yourself a pat, the shoulders, the front of the body, whatever you feel you want to do right now. All right, and coming back to the center, let's complete our warm-up sequence. Let's work on some standing postures. So this, in our practice this morning, we will work on our core strength, working on our side body, as well as our hips, and also spinal health. So when we're ready, let's stand in the front of the mat, just checking that I can still see myself. Beautiful. So stand in the front of your mat, maybe put one block to each, the front and the back of the mat. So we can access the block a bit more easily. So standing on the front of the mat, legs hip width distance. Inhale, bring your arms towards the ceiling without lifting the shoulders, so keeping the shoulders away from the ears. So when we bring our arms towards the ceiling, the idea is to increase the space between our ribs, but keeping our shoulders away from the ears. One more breath in here. And then exhale. Let's step our right leg to the back of the mat, lifting our right heel up. The front knee is 90 degrees bent towards, so if you check, you can still see your front knee is on top of your front ankle. So right heel is lifted, right knee is bent. We are in high lunge in here. Draw the belly button in, keep your shoulders relaxed. 2 rounds of breath in here, sensing the energy from the toes to the fingers. Next inhalation, bring your right heel down, extending, opening in our warrior 2. So bring the hips, turning everything to the front, allowing your shoulders, arms extend along the shoulders, eye gaze to the middle finger of the front hand. 2 rounds of breath here. Draw the belly button in, opening our hips. Warriors 2, strong, courageous. Next inhalation, let's bring the hands together towards the ceiling, extending the front knee. Exhale, bending back down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bending back down. Keeping your front knee 90 degrees bent. We're still in warrior 2. And then we stretch towards the front knee, keeping the front knee bent. Stretch, stretch, stretch until we can't stretch anymore. Then let's bring the block inside the front ankle. One hand on the block without all the weight on the block. Circulate the top arm into our extended side angle, keeping your chin towards the top, towards the throat. Eye gaze towards the raised hand. So breathing into the side body, strong legs, strong body, drawing the belly button in. 2 rounds of breath in here. And breathing deeply into wherever you're feeling that stretch. Next inhalation, when you're ready, inhale, lifting yourself back up. Hands together, extend the front knee. Exhale, bending back down. 2 more rounds. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bending down. Last round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bending. And then this time we extend the front knee first. And then stretch, 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 stretch towards the front until you can't stretch anymore. Then one hand on the block. Top hand circulate into our Trikonasana, triangle pose. Again, strong legs require strong energy. Feeling your fingertips, feeling as though you're trying to lift yourself up towards the ceiling. 1 more round of breath here. The hand on the block. Let's not put all the weight there, just gently supported by the block. And then next inhalation, lifting ourselves back into warrior 2. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bending down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bending back down. And then extending the front knee, flipping the front hand into reverse warrior. Keeping your eye gaze towards the raised hand. So stretching the other side of our side body. Keep drawing the belly button in. That's the most important to engage our core and protect our lower back. 1 more breath in here. And then exhale, bending back down into warrior 2. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. 2 more rounds here. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, grounding. Inhale, lift. Exhale, grounding. Next inhalation, stepping back towards the front of the mat. Little back bend at the top is optional. Exhale, opening back up. And shake it all off. So this is a really nice and warming sequence to engage our legs muscle, engage our core, engage our arms and shoulders. It's a whole body workout. Let's move to the other side when we are ready. So standing towards the front of the mat, Stay here for one round of breath. And then inhale, lifting our arms towards the ceiling without lifting our shoulders. So keep reminding yourself, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the belly button in. One more breath here. Next inhalation, stepping the left leg back and keeping the left knee bent, left heel lifted. Front knee is 90 degrees bent. So checking that your front knee is stacked on top of your front ankle. So in our high lunge here, strong, solid grounding. Again, keeping your shoulders are not lifted towards the ears. Draw the belly button in. One more round of breath in high lunge. Next inhalation, lowering the back heel, extending our arm, keeping the front knee 90 degrees bent. Extend our arms along the shoulders into warrior two. Keeping your eye gaze towards the front middle finger. So arms are horizontal along the shoulders, stretching all our fingertips. Strong energy, feeling grounding, but also energizing. Warrior two. One more breath in here. And then inhale, lifting arms together. Exhale, bending back down. Two more rounds. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bending down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. And then we'll move into our extended side angle, keeping the front knee. Stretch towards the front, stretch until you can't stretch anymore. Let's bring your block towards the inside of the front ankle. Hand on the block without all the weight, and then circulating the top arm towards the ceiling. Keeping your eye gaze towards the raised hand. Extended side angle, strong core required, strong legs, pressing on the heels. One more breath here. Next inhalation, lifting ourselves back into warrior two. Inhale, lift. Exhale, grounding back. Two more rounds. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, grounding. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. When we're ready, inhale, lifting the front knee. So front knee is now straight. And then we stretch towards the front. And then hand on the block. Top arms circulate into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Placing next to no weight on the hand on the block. Eye gaze towards the raised hand. Stretching the side body. Keeping our shoulders engaged. Keeping our belly button sucking towards the spine. One more breath in here. Inhale, lifting back up into warrior two. Lifting, inhale, exhale, bending. Two more rounds. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bending down. And then extending the front leg, flipping the front hand. Reverse warrior. So stretching the other side of the side body, keeping your eye gaze with the raised hand. Two more rounds of breath in here. Next inhalation, hands back, bending the knees into warrior two. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, bending down. Two more rounds. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bending down. Next inhalation, when you're ready, stepping the back leg towards the front. Inhale, optional back bend. Exhale, opening back up. Whew. Nice and strong. Coming back to the center of the mat. And let's focusing on settling your breath, feeling the warmth that you have just created from this sequence of high lunge, warrior two, extended side angle, triangle, reverse warrior, a very strong and energizing sequence. Next, we'll work on our hips and legs muscles. So let's stand with a very wide stand. So pointing your fingers towards the corners of the mat, hands along the inside of your legs. Inhale, bending down, guiding your knees to point towards the little toe side, not pointing inward. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, bending back down. Let's do 2 more rounds. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bending down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bending down. And if you like, you can stay here and keeping your hands on the inner legs, or hands can be in prayers. Draw the belly button in our goddess pose. We can do some alternate heel lift as well to further strengthen our feet and ankles. So inhale, lifting right heel up, exhale down. Inhale, left heel up, exhale down. If you like, both heels up, exhale down. Let's do 1 more to each side. Moving with your breath, inhale, lift, exhale down. Inhale, both heels up, exhale down. Inhale, let's lift up and giving the legs some patting. And we'll do some side stretch at the same time. So when we're ready, bending down. And then inhale, lifting our arms towards the ceiling without lifting our shoulders. Stretching up here, inhale, exhale. Let's stretch to the right side. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the left side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch. And this time, let's place our hands behind our knees. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, coming back to the other side. So working on our oblique, as well as working on our legs and hips. Oh, feeling the burn in our legs. And when you have enough, let's come up and give the legs some patting. Beautiful. Let's come into our hands and knees. Let's bring the block to the front of the mat. We'll do some cat-cow. So coming into our hands and knees, checking that your hips are stacked above the knees, shoulders above the wrists, spreading all our fingers, middle fingers pointing towards the front of the mat. So when we're ready, inhale, firstly tucking the toes, feeling each of the toes stretching, arch the back, bend the elbows, eye gaze to the front of the mat to cow. Inhale, push the floor away, chin to chest, round the spine, and tuck the toes to cat. Inhale, back to cow, tuck the toes, arch the back. Exhale to cat, round the spine, and tuck the toes. Let's do 2 more of this cat-cow with the rhythm of your own breath. Mindful that we are just arching and rounding the spine without moving the hips forward or back. And next inhalation, let's Keep our toe tucks, raising our right arm towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it under the opposite armpit, threading the needle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch. Let's do one more. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, stretching. And if you like, you can place the face on the mat, extending the top arm first towards the ceiling and then bending the arms, and then placing the hand on the lower back or the wrist. So quite a strong stretch here. And breathing into the oblique, bleeding into the hips and back side of the body. One more breath in here. Next inhalation, extending the top arm towards the ceiling and then lower onto the mat. Exhale, bringing ourselves back. Let's do one more round of cat-cow before we move to the other side. So when we're ready, tucking the toes in. Inhale, lifting the left arm towards the ceiling. Exhale, stretch, keeping the tailbone high towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch. And if you like, placing the face on the mat, top arm towards the ceiling, and then lower into the wrists, the wrists or the lower back. One round of breath in here. Inhale, top arm, hand on the mat, lifting back. Last round of cat-cow. Inhale to cow, arch the back. Inhale to cat, round the spine. And then let's move our hands, one whole hand distance forward. Tucking the toes, bring our shoulders over. So our shoulders, the weight over our wrists. We do 4 rounds of cobra push-up or full push-up. So hugging the armpits in, inhale, exhale, lowering back down. Moving as slowly and as mindfully as we can. And drawing the belly button in. Exhale, push up. Toning our arms and also working on our upper body strength. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Beautiful. Once you finish the 4th round, let's lower the body all the way down into lying on the belly. Again, moving as slowly and as mindfully as you can, and hugging the elbows, hugging the armpits in. All the way down. Let's stack the hands on top of each other. Rest the forehead on the hands and shake the hips from side to side. We'll do some upper body training to tone our back and upper body. So extending the arms to the front of the mat, either keeping your forehead on the floor, top of the feet on the mat, or lifting. So no need to challenge yourself too hard. Work within your own pace and strength. So when we're ready, we'll inhale, lifting right arm, left leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, lower. Let's do 2 more to each side. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, lower. So also coordinating our right and left side of the brain, and bring focus and mindfulness to our movement. And once we finish the last round, let's do all the arms and legs together, lifting or keeping your forehead on the mat. One more breath in here, and then stacking the hands on top of each other. Rest your forehead on the hands, shaking the hips from side to side. Next inhalation, we will swim. So arms to the front of the mat again, either keeping forehead and feet on the floor or lifting. So when we're ready, inhale, elbow to the side, exhale, lower. 2 more rounds. Inhale, swim, exhale, lower. Inhale, swim, exhale, lower. Stacking the hands on top of each other. Rest the forehead on the hands, shaking the hips from side to side. And let's high five the ceiling. So bring our arms by the side of the body, palms facing down. Forehead and top of the feet on the floor or lifting. We do 4 times high five the ceiling when we're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down. And shake your hips from side to side. Beautiful work. When we're ready, tucking the toes, arms, hands just under our shoulders, hugging the armpits in, we'll come into our down dog. So inhale, tucking the toes, lifting up. Oh, before we do down dog, let's do cobra, which is a nice way to decompress our lumbar spine. So inhale, lifting. Keep your eye gaze towards the ceiling. Keep your elbows in, hugging the armpits in. Cobra is such a great posture to bring clarity into the mind, extending, decompressing our lumbar spine. 1 more breath in here, and then tucking the toes, hugging the armpit. Exhale, lifting into down dog. So in down dog, we want to keep the tailbone towards the ceiling. Press the floor away, keep your shoulders away from the ears. Eye gaze can be to the belly button or just somewhere on the mat. If you like, you can walk your dog by lifting 1 heel up, 1 heel down. Stretching our calves. And you can also shake your head yes and no to release any tension in your neck. 1 more breath in here. And then we'll come into our 3-legged dog. So when we're ready, inhale, lifting our right leg up, 3-legged dog. Strong core, draw the belly button in. 1 more breath in here. Inhale, let's bring right knee to right elbow. Hovering here. Exhale, push back into 3-legged dog. Inhale, knee to nose, round the spine. Exhale, 3-legged dog. Inhale, right knee to left elbow, hovering here. 1 more breath. Exhale, 3-legged dog. Inhale, lowering the foot on the floor. Exhale, lowering the knees. Push back into child's pose. 1 more breath in here. And then either stay resting in child's pose for as long as you need to, or when you're ready, we come back into down dog and then 3-legged dog. So inhale, tucking the toes, making sure we hug the armpits in, elbows pointing to the pointing to the knees, not allowing the elbows to flare out. When you're ready, next inhalation, push back into down dog. So tailbone towards the ceiling, shoulders away from the ears. 1 more breath. And next inhalation, lifting left leg up, 3-legged dog. Draw the belly button in. 1 more breath in here. And then when you're ready, exhale. Left knee, left elbow. Inhale, lifting back into 3-legged dog. And then inhale, knee to nose, round the spine. Exhale, push back into three-legged dog. Inhale, opposite elbow to knee. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, lowering the foot. Exhale, lowering the knees. And then push back into wide-legged child's pose. And stretching the whole back side of the body. You may like to walk your hands towards the right side, keeping your forehead on the floor in our side child pose. One more breath in here, and then walking our hands towards the front, and then walking our hands towards the left side. When you're ready, let's walk our hands back to the front of the mat and slowly glide our body down into one more cobra. Breathing strongly to the back side of the body. And then slowly lower down, all the way down. Stacking the hands on top of each other. Rest your forehead on the hands, shaking the hips from side to side. And then when we're ready, we come into lying on our side. So stacking the knees together, checking that your elbow is under the shoulder. So on our right side, left hand on the hips, we'll do some clamp. So inhale, opening the left knee towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower down. Keep drawing the belly button in. Let's do 2 more rounds in here. Inhale together, exhale, opening. So great for working on our hip, rotator cuff muscle, and then extending the top leg, flexing the feet, which is lifting the leg up and down, and keep drawing the belly button in. And then bring the foot to the front and foot to the back. So moving, not using momentum, using your core to drive your leg, moving to the front, then moving to the back. Last round here, leg to the front, then to the back. Then knees and ankles together, tap, tap, knee to knee, heel to heel. 2 more times. And then let's give the buttock, the side of the legs, a little patting, and then we move to the other side. So stepping the knees together, placing your left ankle, elbow, I should say, under your left shoulder, right hand on the hips. Let's do some clamp, opening and closing, moving with your breath. Draw the belly button in. Once you've done your 4 times, then let's extend the front leg, flexing the toe. So when you flex the toe, you feel the whole leg is engaged. And we'll move it up and down. Feel the glute. 4 times. And once you finish the 4 times, let's move the leg to the front, then to the back. And use your core to drive the movement. And once you finish the 4 times, then let's do some knee to knee, heel to heel. 4 times. Draw the belly button in. And once we're finished, let's give the legs a gentle clapping. And we're coming to our cool down. Let's grab a block. Bring a block handy to the side. Coming to lying on our back. We have 5 minutes of cool down. So let's bring our right knee to the chest. Interlace the fingers to hold either below or behind the knee, but not on the knee joint itself. Keeping the leg on the mat, extending legs activated by pointing the toes towards the face. So inhale, draw the right knee to the right armpit. Exhale, release. 2 more times of this wind expeller pose. Moving with the breath. Once you finish your 4th round, let's hold the right knee with the left hand. Bring your right arm along, extend the right arm along the shoulder and gently guide the right knee towards the left side. It's comfortable for your head to look over your right shoulder into a gentle supine twist. Breathing into the back side of the body. 1 more round of breath in here. Next inhalation, slowly guide yourself back to the center. Lowering the right leg, extend the right leg long. Let's bring your hands on the hips and feel the warmth in the right hip. And then when we're ready, let's bring the left knee into the chest, flexing the right toes to the face, interlace the fingers to gently draw the left knee to the left armpit. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. 2 more times here. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. So wind expeller pose, great for our digestive system. We are massaging our stomach. Once you finish the 3rd round, holding the left knee with the right hand, extend the left arm along the shoulder. Bring the left knee across the body to the right side. And if it's comfortable to look over your left shoulder, if it's not comfortable for your neck, feel free to just keep gazing towards the ceiling. 2 rounds of breath here in our supine twist. And when you finish your 2nd round of breath, next inhalation, slowly guide your body back to the center. Lower the foot, extend the leg long. Keeping your hands on the hips, feel the warmth in the left hip. We limit blood flow to the left hip. And now when we come out from the stretch, this is when fresh blood and oxygen rush back to the left hip joints. Hence, you feel the warmth in there. We come into our last pose, our supported bridge. So bending the knees, feet are on the floor to lift our hip up to place a block on our lower back. You can keep your feet on the floor, knees towards the ceiling, or you may like to extend your legs long, or you may like to bring the feet together, dropping the knees to the side. So legs are in butterfly. You can continue to place your hands connected to the hips or resting your hands, the arms by the side of the body. And enjoy this calming, soothing posture, our supported bridge pose. We open our shoulders, open our hearts, open up the front side of the body, targeting the stomach meridians. Also, if your legs are in butterfly position, we are further stimulating the kidney, liver, and spleen meridians. So great for our digestive system, great for our detoxifying and filtering system. And with our heart and shoulders opening, we are softly Slowly softening our front side of the body. Let's breathe lightness into our heart space. And let's take 2 more rounds of breath in here. There's no rush at all. Once you have finished your second round of breath, the next inhalation, if your legs are in butterfly position, let's bring the feet on the mat, knees towards the ceiling, lifting your heels up to remove the block to the side and slowly lower the hips back down. If you like, you can hug the knees into the chest, stay in stillness, or if you like to rock from side to side to give your back a gentle massage, please feel free to do so. And then make your way into Shavasana, our relaxation pose.